Hello, my wonderful and amazing people of God. I greet you now, and I bring you now all great tidings this morning. This life is full of double standard. It's not just, you don't just have double standard in human beings. We have double standard in nations. Nations have their own kinds of double standard in the way they arrest, in the way they prosecute, and in the way they charge individuals. In African system of governance and the Western world of governance and how their laws, applies to the society is totally different. In one section of the world, it doesn't matter how popular you are or how celebrated you are or how powerful you are in the government sector or in that nation. One thing is certain and one thing is sure: you are not above the law. While in the other part of the world that they call the dark continent, or they call it African motherland, in that part of the world, you find out that the elites are above the law. Let me put it that way. Because most of the time, the elites are never arrested for their crimes. The elites never go down for their crimes. So I'm going to let you all listen to this short clip that will continue to analyze P. Diddy case, the arrest of P. Diddy. Because you find out that this happen in other parts of the world. Let's listen. Let's take a peep in this thing. Let's listen. So my people, make una listen. Let's listen to this together briefly. Then we'll continue. Let's listen to it. Let me turn up the volume.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers.
Hello, my people. And I don't hear that. I'm just going to stop it there because I don't want to discuss his sexual explicits. Yeah, let me put it that way. I'm not here to discuss all that. The reason why I'm making this video, right, is because of how our system is corrupt or corrupted. Because see this Sean P. Diddy Combs is being arrested now for, and I mean, his life pleasures, his lifestyle, and the dirty stuff that he did while starting from in the 1990s. You find out that all these charges they are bringing against him started from the 90s. It's not something that he did in the 2000s or even 2024, right? But there's something I picked. They said that when he was committing all these crimes, that he was trying to bribe the people that will catch him, like when he abused or he beat up one of his victims, and when the hotel, most of these crimes were committed in the hotel, and when maybe the hotel workers find out, then he tried to bribe them. Let me put a stop at that. Then let's go back home. Let's go back home to Africa, not just Nigeria, Africa continent in general, especially my beloved country, Nigeria. You find out that a lot of our elites, that includes both the government leaders, the businessmen that have connections, the businesswomen that have connections, all the elites and the government leaders. You find out that we continue to hear that, oh, this person he embezzled this amount of money, this person embezzled this amount of fund. But remember, none of these persons has ever been persecuted. Let me say it again. None of these persons has ever been persecuted by the Nigerian government or any of the African nations. Probably in some few African nations that are beginning to stand up, to face their own fears. Because you find out that in these nations, in this our country, especially Nigeria that I know, let me speak of the one that I know very well. You find out that in Nigeria, most especially, they will say, will you just hear that, oh, this person embezzled billions, trillions. That's what you hear. It's in the news. The government announced it. It's on NTA, the national television owned by the government. Or you hear, these things are in major news outlets in Nigeria. But none of these people ever go to jail. None of these people ever faces their crimes. You find out that these same people are these people that will continue to intimidate, humiliate, oppress the Nigerian citizens. These same people are the same people without shame, without regret or fear, will still come back and apply to run for certain strategic positions in the Nigerian government or public services. One thing they still don't understand that the Nigerian citizens still don't get is the fact that these people are supposed to be serving the people, are supposed to be serving the citizens. But no, it's the other way around. These people, the citizens of Nigeria, are the ones serving their public servants. When you run for a government office, you are supposed to be a public servant. You serve the people, not to go there to go and embezzle the funds that are meant for you to spend, to use to create social amenities for the Nigerian citizens. Listening to the arrest of P. Diddy and all the crimes that allegedly they are accusing him of committing in the US, you find that 99.9% of these our elites, some of these our elites, if not majority of these our elites, commits more heinous crimes than P. Diddy. What have they done to them? Nothing. Take, for example, the kidnapping in Nigeria, the Boko Haram. These people come out and even call the names and say that some of these people in high places are their sponsors. What has the Nigerian government, or what have the Nigerian law enforcement done to make sure that these people are off the streets? Nothing. They haven't been arrested. They have not even been indicted. They have not even been invited. So you find out that it is not just humans that have double standard of living. Government also have the same double standards of living. Please, my people, share this video. Thank you. God bless you. My name is Patience, and this is Patience Vlogs.